Greetings. We are the unity of white feather. We return in communication of timelines, of observations. For when we first initiated a viewpoint, a place to put a marker to gauge the journey that mankind is walking. It was the year that you call 2019, and we gave you some dates. We gave you some moments in your timeline to consider, to see what was occurring. And we brought up at that particular time the year of 2025, as well as 2030. And the reason we said this was because 2025 would be the deciding year. It would be the year that was midway, and you would be, as a society, as men, as women, you would be in a position to gauge and to monitor where you were walking in the journey that you call the experience of life. And it is, as this particular time comes, we have come into this now moment in your calendar year of the year 2025, though when we observe it from our positioning, we are still in what you would call the 2024. But we will bring forward some insights that this year that you will know as 2025 will begin its paradoxity in, shall we call it, the month of February, the end of February going into March. You will begin to see changes. You will begin to see climaxing. And what do we mean by this? By the intensity of energy beginning to build. It will begin to create within the structure of energy events that may turn what is currently comfortable on its head. There could be a event that would create great trauma, great angst within the people of nations because of killings. And by this, we are not saying that there is all of a sudden going to be an outbreak of mass extermination. No, what we are saying is there is going to be like darts being thrown by a very carefully and crafted plan that is going to create the impact upon the lives of people as if they had been in a trauma of death. Now, there may be physical deaths, but this is not what we are purveying. It is not what we are anticipating. It is a side effect of what may happen. This event is going to ripple into what you would call the April-May time. And this will worldwide, as you would call it, or globally, it will affect through the ripples that what you call your financial world. And it will affect it in both what you know as the fiscal as well as the digital. Digital is going to become more and more popular. And yes, whilst there is great thrust and great desire to hold on to what you call the folding money, you must realize that this folding money is no more, no less than digital. It is what you use to barter. It is what you use to maintain your independence, your slight rebellion against what you consider as being hoisted upon you. And we respect that. We do not consider it a negative. It is just what we are trying to do is to show you that there are moves that are coming in this year that will bring you back to re-evaluate, to re-look at what has been taught, what has been explained as negatory and unnecessary, and yet may very well give you access to a slight variation of freedom of movement within yourselves. So do not look at everything as being evil. Begin to look at what you can see and take and invert it into that which is the use for good. For everything has a purpose. Everything is, shall we say, neutral until it is applied, until it is put into play. And when it is put into play, it is either in your duality world, something for good or something for evil. But yet it is neutral. As case in point, if we were to take this glass that holds the water, the good thing about it, it can quench thirst. A negatory is if, in a fit of emotion, one was to lunge it at someone to do harm or to throw the liquid into the face. That is what you would term harm. Not a very basic scenario, but you get what we're saying. All what is presented to you is not necessarily evil. It is neutral until it is activated in either good or positive, negative, nefarious ways. So 2025 has been called, and we see this through many different voices. There has been a statement that says that 2025 is going to be an intense year. It is going to be a year of mastery. It is going to be a year where there are things that are going to occur that the lesser man is not going to be able to bear the weight of. And in many ways, this is true. This is true because the intent of this year is to whittle away that which is the undecided, that which is unnecessary. It is truly a year of mastery. It is coming back into the very central part of who you are. It is coming back to knowing that you are indeed the living man, the living woman of that which is the divine nature.